So this is a little bit of a stupid rant, but apparently you have to pick specific options to get her not to reject you in the basilisk. But I think this is a really, really stupid thing. Because if you play the game, just play the game, and you read all of the lines that it lets you get access to,
And
you would
here we
think,
are.
you know,
As if I barely evaded a rapidly approaching
chillaxing
storm.
and just letting her come
Of
on to
course.
you is how it would
I don't know
work,
if I
right?
could.
Because she says
Hey, come on.
multiple
No,
times
I'm serious.
when you go here, I'll tell you why. So first, you're in that mission where she has to go and get her car back, right? You say, okay, so where's the hideout? I didn't do that, obviously, because it's not a part of the original plan. Like our main goal is to not clap back on that guy. It's to go and complete the deal because that's what she's supposed to do, right? So, but then it comes. She gives you a second chance at it. I think at some point, she's like adamant that you go and clap back at the guys. So then you're just like, all right, well, what naturally seems to me like the correct decision to make is to let her contest you, because V would 100% guaranteed say, no, we're supposed to do the job, because that's like what being a merc is all about, is doing the job correct. She wants to go clap back. V is trying, to cling on to humanity at this point and not try to just go on rampage after rampage. It makes sense within the realm of how their characters work to have that be the thing. And then she's like, no, let's definitely go clap back at those guys because they fucked us over and da 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 da. And V goes, all right, whatever, let's do it. You go and you clap back at the guys, then you do the deal. That all makes sense, right? Then when you get back to the hotel, if you say maybe we just get one room, which I didn't do, I let it do two separate rooms because she says, I'm not just somebody who throws it out, right? Obviously. So V thinking, oh, this is how to be respectful to a woman, right? So I'm not going to just demand, like, after all that we just went through, that she should just put out for me. So, but the correct option, you have to pick maybe we just get one room. She seems to like this idea, but then when you say not quite what I had in mind, she's like, no, and then rejects you. So that's what told me this time around, oh, maybe don't do that. Maybe just fuck the shared room altogether. Let's do separate rooms because that's not the kind of woman she is, right? Well, no, because apparently you're supposed to do both of those things. You're supposed to come on to her so that she can then reject you. How does that make any fucking sense? If you're a woman, right, and you want to be with a guy, and he makes the move, obviously what you should be thinking of doing is accepting that he made the move and going, yeah, sure. But no, that's not how women work. They instead they want you to chase. They want you to take the rejection and then keep pursuing after that, so that they can reject you like 2 or 3 more times, because it's all fucking games. And we go on. So then you get into the after the Hellman thing. You're supposed to pick stay in the car. You're hurt. Won't be too much help out there anyway. I gotta get Hellman. Will you help? I'll help you settle the score with Kang Tao, which I did do. It wasn't really Panam's fault. I came to her defense. I defended her every time against Saul and all that shit. Every time that she was in a discussion with Saul, I sided with Panam over Saul. I asked her to take her shoes off, which does make sense in the natural flow. I didn't touch her thigh, and the reason why I don't do that is because, again, if you do that, she'll reject you. So obviously, in my head, I was like thinking, okay, well, if she's already going to reject me, then might as well not press the issue and let her lead the way. Let her do the leading, right? Nope, you're supposed to touch her thigh so that she can then reject you a fucking second time. Or you can say you choose. Nope, I didn't do either of those. And then she rejects you, obviously. She rejects you again. So what you have to do is keep pressing the issue regardless of the fact that she's rejecting you over and over and over again. Do you know how that makes zero fucking sense? It makes it zero. I think it's honestly the worst. I think Panam is actually the worst romance in the game because you can literally fuck up everything with River and still get with him. You could just absolutely be a miserable clusterfuck of a person, and River's down. Because he literally cannot get anything. So he will take whatever he's given. He does not give a flying fuck if you're a complete clusterfuck as a person. I don't think, if I recall correctly, I don't think as a female you can fuck up the River romance at all. He wants you. He's literally begging for it. And stuff like that. So even if you were just an absolute idiot, there's no way you can fuck it up with River. He's easy as fuck. He's the easiest dude ever. If you're a woman and you're breathing in his general direction, that's what he wants. You literally cannot fuck up River. Everybody says he's the worst in the game, but at least you can not fuck it up. Like, there's no way to fuck it up.
Mm-hmm. Here comes that.
All right. Now let's get on to Judy. Judy is the best in the game. By far. But she's really finicky. But she doesn't reject V outright. She's a little bit
Drop bombs like that on you right now.
difficult as a person. But she doesn't ever give you the inclination that she doesn't want you around. The only time she does that is right on the beginning when you're asking about Evelyn. Because she cares a lot about Evelyn, she doesn't want anything bad to happen to Evelyn. So she sees you as a threat at first because it sounds to her like what you want Evelyn for is so that you can clap back after everything that Evelyn did, because she's somewhat aware of what was going on with the heist. Somewhat, not really, but somewhat. And she was like, "Oh, some shit's gonna happen if I give out her info, and I don't want to do that. I'm not into that." And she's also mad at Evelyn for being a fucking moron, and all that, because she likes Evelyn. That's the reason why. But as long as you're like semi-cognizant of like where.
Completely.
How to treat the relationship, the writing makes sense. Panam makes the least amount of sense because you have to press the issue and let her reject you multiple times. It literally doesn't make any fucking sense. If you're into somebody and in every single scenario you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm into you, and then the second somebody makes a move and says, "All right, if you're into me, let's do it." No, I'm not. Panam is so fucking stupid. She's the worst in the game. And finally, I haven't even tried Carrie's romance, but I guarantee you, because I fucked this one up, that it would be easy as pineapples to not screw up Carrie's romance. And I've never done it, so I might as well, because, I played it 13 billion times. I hate Panam. I really do. I think she's the worst in the game. Everybody shits on River. I don't really like River either. Mainly his style. If he looked different, if he had a different voice actor, if he actually had real substantive date level, let's chill at the movies kind of content to chillax from the, hey, we just solved a kidnapping. If there was that sort of dichotomy, it would feel a little better. He would feel a little better in my eyes in terms of writing. I think they really jumped the gun. Like, they didn't give him enough meat. They did it all wrong, because going and solving missing persons thing, and then having that pivot into going and meeting his family, and then somehow he drops the "Hey, I want to fuck a bomb" on you during that whole scenario. It sucks. It's not good writing. But if you had that mission, and then he sort of hinted at it, but then you got like 2 more missions where you get to do just whatever with River, it would make a lot more sense. And they have to fix his style, because his style is absolutely not even close to the synthwave aesthetic whatsoever. It's just not even close. He looks like, oh gosh, he looks like he went thrifting at all the wrong places and just kind of slapped something together. And then he doesn't even look like a sheriff. He's just got that stupid jacket and the off red shirt. Ugh. Like it's the antithesis of style. It's like you'd have to be retarded to think that wearing that makes you look any bit not like a tool. His design sucks. He doesn't feel synthwave. He doesn't feel Neon Tokyo. He doesn't fit the aesthetic. And the same can be said for Panam. I mean, look, we're in the fucking desert. Like, look at this shit. This is not Neon Tokyo. This is not Night Drive. This isn't anywhere close to what Cyberpunk is. This is rustic punk. And rustic punk does not fit within the realm of Cyberpunk. Every single place that you should see should be coated in neon and just vibrant and just like this. Like this thing right here. That is Cyberpunk. The rest, all this dirt and shit are all over the fucking place. This is not Cyberpunk. When you're in Night City, that is Cyberpunk. When you're out of Night City, no. It does not fit. It doesn't fit at all. Rustic Punk, it does not belong in the same category. And no. Just no to the Aldecaldos. No to this whole section of the game. I really don't like Panam. Everybody was like, oh, Panam's the greatest romance ever. She's like the top pick. And it's because she just looks good. That's about it. That's literally it. If you take away the fappability factor and just consider all the content and everything she says and all the lines and how you get successful with her, it makes no lick of sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Look, even this NPC is better. This NPC is better than the entire romance with Panam. Sucks. I hate it. I honestly would get rid of her entirely, all of the content that she's a part of, and would pop in Rita. Rita would be a better choice. Everybody talks about how Rita's like the top pick ever, and you can't romance her at all. Everybody talks about Aurora in the DLC. I kind of agree, and on top of that, she's still not one of my favorite characters. Aurora's not even close. Like she doesn't fit in really to my own personal taste either. Like Panam's a closer match to my own personal taste, but the content, so I don't care. I don't even give a shit about this tank. I've had a better experience driving the spider tank in Watch Dogs than this thing. I just don't care. I think everything that happens in the desert is the worst content in the game by far, bar none. Carrie and all of his stuff is way more. It feels like the Cyberpunk aesthetic. Carrie is honestly probably one of the best romances probably ever. I haven't even done it, and I already feel like him and Judy are way higher tier, and that Panam and River are bottom. They're just garbage, because if you look at everything that's been written, the sentences that you get to choose from, and how you get successful with her, it just sucks. It's just trash. And River beats her because it's literally like you'd have to be brain dead to fuck it up with River. And yet she's rejecting you every single time. So when she rejects you every single time, what does that tell you? as a dude, if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I just asked this girl out, she said no. As a dude, are you going to press it further? And then when you try one more time and she rejects you again, are you going to be an even bigger fucking idiot and press it even further than that? And then when she rejects you a third time, you're like, oh yeah, she straight up doesn't like me. And then when you get in the tank, now it's suddenly a good thing? It doesn't make any fucking lick of sense. Somebody explain that to me. How does it make sense that she just repeatedly rejects you and then all of a sudden now she's interested? Like, it's absolutely fucking retarded. Like, if you're a woman and you're thinking, yeah, that makes sense in my head. Yeah, I would reject you multiple times because you have to earn it. If you're thinking that, you're an idiot. You're just so stupid and you don't get men at all. You don't understand men. And you can go the misandrous route and go, well, it's all men anyway, so fuck it, whatever. You can go that route and whatever. But if you want to be in a relationship with somebody, I don't know why this generation or people in general feel the need to have this thing about romance where it just has to feel right. What the fuck is that? If I say, hey, I'm interested in you, and you say no, that's it. Thanks. There is nothing after that. There's no more games. You said no. No means no. That's how it works. No doesn't mean no 3 times doesn't suddenly mean yes. And that's how it works with Panam. That's how you succeed with Panam. Just keep fucking pressing her over and over and over, and then eventually she caves. How does that make any fucking sense at all? It doesn't. It doesn't make any fucking sense. If that's how women today date in my generation and younger, if that's how you're thinking in your head, that's how that's supposed to work, you are stupid. You are just too stupid to live. There is no reason that no 3 times can ever mean yes on the 4th try. It doesn't make any lick of sense. Somebody needs to go and tell the lead writers on this game, that is not how romance works. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no clue how romance works. And if you think that's how romance works, then you guys are fucking morons. You either click or you don't. It's that simple. She likes you, so she says yes. That's how it's supposed to work. Does it work like that? Well, apparently not. Apparently, in reality, that's actually not how it works. Apparently, in reality, you have to get through 5 or 6 rejections from the same woman for her to say yes. That's apparently how romance works today. In today's society, is repeated rejections until eventually somebody caves. That's how to do it. Wear her down. That's the real strategy. If you want to date in college, if you're 30 or younger, or actually, let me rephrase. If you're 25 or younger, right now, and you're thinking to yourself, "Oh, she told me no, so I guess she's not interested." Well, apparently that's not correct. Apparently, no means yes. And you just have to get her to say no at least 5 times before she starts considering it as a good idea. Apparently, that's how romance works. According to Cyberpunk, all you gotta do is wear her down and continue asking over and over and over again until she caves, sees how great you are, and then says yes. That's how it works, apparently. So no means yes, everybody. No doesn't mean no anymore. It means maybe try again in 5 hours. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It makes no sense. And if you think, oh, Panam was the greatest romance in the game, and you go back and you play this game as much as I have, you have like 300 hours, 400 hours, 500 hours. You've done her romance over and over. You've played all of the different things that you can say to her, and you see what works and what doesn't. It makes no fucking sense. The writing is awful. It is terrible. It is as bad as River's romance. The only ones that I feel genuinely make sense are Carrie and Judy. Uh, so basically only the gay romances make sense in my head. Everything that's a straight romance in this game is awful. It is the worst they've ever done. It's almost as if they couldn't figure out how straight people get together. That's what I really feel like it is. I feel like they got so progressive that they forgot how real romance works, and they only understand it when it's two same-sex individuals. That's what it honestly feels like, because I haven't even done Carrie's romance, and I think it's the best in the game, by far. And Judy is right up there with him. And if I could replace Panam and River with two other characters, I'd pick Rita, and I'd pick, oh man, give me another better male character. I honestly feel like Takamura would probably be a better pick. He's just a better character in general than both Panam and River. Takamura is probably one of the top tier in the game. So maybe put him in there as a replacement, because I mean, dude, Takamura is just better. If you were gonna have a straight romance with female V, I think Takamura is probably your best pick. By far, bar none. There are no better options than Takamura. I honestly do think that it makes the most sense to do that. That makes so much more sense than River. And I hate Panam. I just think she's the worst. I used to like her at first. I was like, yeah, she's probably the best in the game. But after I got out of the whole, oh yeah, she's just aesthetically pleasing, and got down to the nitty-gritty of what's being said and what's being done, as soon as I started even introducing any bit of scrutiny to the matter at all, and getting out of the whole like the attraction level, like the physicality. Once you get past the physicality and you're like, okay, now I want substance, Panam's the worst in the game by far, bar none. She's River's better. And the fact that River is better than Panam in substance alone is just, it honestly makes me feel really bad for him, because I feel like with some better design choices and some different writing, he could have been the best in the game by far. But no, they fucked River over by being terrible at writing, and just it sucks. Like, he shouldn't be. I think River's a better side character, like Takamura, where he doesn't have anything to do with you and isn't romanceable. And I honestly hope that in the next game, honestly, like, if they're gonna do romance, it's got to be good, or they need to take notes from what didn't work in this game and try to figure it out, or just leave the romance out altogether. Like, there shouldn't be a need for it. I feel like romance worked better in The Witcher. Like, they really had that shit dialed in. Shanti was great. Triss and Yennefer are also great. Like, they just had it. They had it better. They had it better in The Witcher, and they just really flubbed it here. And so yeah, that's my take. After, an ungodly amount. I mean, let's see my hour count so you can see what I'm talking about here. 38 hours. 140. Is this the same file? 175 on this Free Kid. This is probably right before that, like 30 hours earlier. I don't know. I'm not sure. This one's my Corp out at 116. Is that the highest? Possibly. I don't know. 175 sounds like my very first character. A Nomad at 157. Yeah, that makes a good amount of sense. This one is when I did get with Panam. And the other thing is, once you do the romance, they have like 4 or 5 lines, and that's it. And then it's over. And then it's just recycled garbage at that point. So once you've had them over to your house at once, like one time, that's all you need. And then you never have to do it again. So what even is the point of romance in the first place when there's not huge amounts of content associated with it? It just felt like it was kind of like an afterthought. And so what I really hope that they don't do in the next game is include romance that works exactly the same as it does in this game, with the same bad writing, with the same, one-off thing where they come over to your house once and that's everything. That's all the content, and then there's no reason to go any further with them because you've already heard everything they have to say. And even worse, some of the stuff that they say while they're in your house is recycled from when you were doing the missions with them. So it wasn't even new content. They just repurposed it all lazy like. So either just leave it out completely and don't have it be in the other game, or if you do it, it needs a huge writing overhaul, because you guys can't expect me to believe that romance works by getting repeatedly rejected and then pushing the envelope until eventually she breaks down and starts to consider it. Like, it's just so stupid. It's the worst. That's literally not how people work. And if that is how people work, then romance is just not for me. It just doesn't make any fucking sense why you would ask someone to go out with you and they would reject you 20 times, and then all of a sudden, yes, go take it out.
Me?
Go take it out.
Why would I take it out?
Because I put it in for you. You're supposed to take it out. Yeah, huh? Yeah, that's the end of the rant. It just makes no sense. Make it make sense.